I'm a 36-year-old man and I broke up with my ex of 5 years 2 years ago. I can't stop thinking about her no matter what I do. She was no good for me and I was no good for her, but for some reason, everything reminds me of her every single day. I wish I could erase the memories from my mind, but the worst part is that I know she's not thinking about me. Has anyone else dealt with this? How do you get over it and how long did it take for you? This has never happened to me before, and I would like to be back to normal now. Thank you. Story 1. You need to realize that the person you missed 5 years ago and the person now are not the same. You are just missing the memory of her. Story 2. I have had several relationships with women over the years, most of which I got over fairly easily. The one relationship that I struggled to get over was with the woman who was, without a doubt, the worst for me. The initial connection was amazing, unlike anything I had experienced before, but the overall relationship was extremely difficult and traumatizing. How good and bad was your relationship? I believe I was, and maybe still am, somewhat trauma bonded. Depending on the circumstances, you may be experiencing the same thing. You probably at least experienced a connection and some feelings you had never felt before, and it is very hard to feel like you will never get that again with another woman. What I did was exercise, yoga, mindfulness, and therapy. 2 years without being able to move on is too long. Some inner soul searching is probably in order. Good luck. Story 3. Mine was 7 years and I still occasionally think about her, man. It just lessens with time. I don't think it will go away if you truly loved her. Part of you always will. Story 4. The worst part is that she is not thinking about me. You want her to think about you, to come back, to say sorry, or that she regrets the time spent without you. Dude, focus on yourself. Find things that you are excited about, things that make you happy. There are millions of girls you are compatible with, but it seems like first you need to fix yourself. If you cannot be happy with yourself, how can you expect a happy person to want to be with you? It's going to be okay. This too shall pass. When you have thoughts, don't dwell on them. Just observe them. They pass and go like clouds, but you are the sky. Have a goal, a purpose, a mission. Make one and prioritize it. It must be super important to you. We need to have puzzles to solve. Otherwise, the brain creates fake ones like drama. If you were with her for 5 years, you will heal in 5 years, but you will heal. Try to enjoy small things. Breakfast, sunny weather, the way water sounds when you wash dishes, how it feels on your skin when you take a shower, how the wind feels on your face when you take a walk. These small things make up life and we have them every day. Also, journal your thoughts, and you will see how ridiculous they are because they are so repetitive. If you explain and analyze them to yourself, when the same thought arrives, you already have an answer. Hope this helps. Story 5. Forget her. Get that woman out of your mind. Move on because she certainly has. Life is short. There is no time to waste pining over someone who does not want you. Believe me, as a 54-year-old male, you will look back at this and wonder why you did not move on sooner. Story 6. Breakups are a wild ride. It is basically drug withdrawal and mourning a death rolled into one. You do not really get over it, you get through it. The best mindset advice I can give you is to ask yourself if your current state of mind and actions are beneficial to your future. I have been through a couple of breakups, and what has gotten me over them was not time. It was creating a better situation for myself. Not giving myself a chance to think my life was better with them in it. My life is better in spite of them because I love myself and want myself to have a good time in this short time I have here. You will be all right, brother. Story 7. I'm in this spot as well. It's very slowly getting better, but sometimes I'm still hit with grief when I'm alone. 2 years later. She moved on like it was nothing, and that hurts the most. With that said, acknowledgement is really good. You are not alone, and I'm glad you made this thread, original poster. It's perfectly okay to let it out, but it's always best to distract yourself with goals, hobbies, and interests. Keeps the mind engaged and slowly trains your brain to think in a different pattern. I picked up walking and sports as a hobby again. Small warning. Do not go too hard if you go this route. Plantar fasciitis is rough. Keep revisiting your likes and interests. Maybe try to force yourself out there to make friends in those interests. Go to a concert. Anything to change the scene and keep days from blurring together. Lots of love to you and fellow friends. Story 8. Many people enjoy the feeling of longing and being deeply in love with someone, even if that feeling is negative. Relationships often fail because the idea of love versus the reality is different. Thinking back wistfully is just your brain falling into bad habits. Fill your mind with positive thoughts instead. Story 9. I have dealt with it. Even if there were compatibility issues, there was still a deep connection. It is like losing a best friend. I feel what you are going through. Took me 3 years to open my heart again, about half the time of my prior relationship. I finally met a girl that I was ready to be serious with. After 4 months, she ended things. While disappointed, the silver lining was that it taught me that I can move on. It is a grueling, arduous process. Story 10. One way to help reduce constant thoughts about your ex is by creating new positive memories in the same places once associated with that person. Try spending time in those locations with different people, such as friends, new partners, or anyone who brings joy to your life. When you begin associating these spaces with fresh experiences and different individuals, your brain forms alternative connections. Over time, these new associations help diminish the emotional pull of old memories and make it easier to move on. Story 11. I had this too. It was a bad relationship, to put it lightly. I even had some eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy sessions. I still thought about her for a long time. What I learned was that there is no shortcut, you just have to go through it. At least that was the case for me. I tried to find distractions like new hobbies, friends, working out, and similar activities. Oh, and definitely don't talk to her. Good luck, you'll be fine. Give it some more time. Story 12. It's a hard one, but it does take time. I was in a relationship for 8 years a few years ago, and when we separated, it felt like my world had ended. I spent some time being single and more time with my friends when we broke up. I started rebuilding my life and focusing on myself. Looking for jobs and going to the gym a few times a week helped rebuild my confidence. You just need some time to yourself. Take things day by day and don't be too hard on yourself. My current girlfriend and I have been together for almost a year now, and we're much better suited for each other. Take care of yourself for now. It will work out. Story 13. College love from 10 years ago. Some of us never move on if we never had anyone to replace what we lost. You will never stop thinking about her, but it will hurt less. Story 14. I should and would be sleeping right now. I ended my relationship of 10 years around 17 years ago when I was 26. I am now 43. I'm not sleeping because of a pervasive, persistent dream I just had about her. I have them less often now than I used to, but still often enough. They are never good. I've had 2 or 3 recurring dreams over the course of my life. The others are gone and this one remains. I really wish it didn't. I wish I could have normal bad dreams, like I did when I was a kid about crocodiles, vampires, and zombies. My nightmares no longer terrify or scare me. They make me angry. But most of all, they make me intensely sad and depressed. I feel that way now. I still think of her occasionally in my waking life, but not that often, so it's not a problem. But the dreams, and she portrays herself as some kind of victim. So to answer your question, it's just like that sometimes. Keep your head up. Story 15. This usually happens to me as well. The only cure I have found is another woman, at which time I usually never think of the previous one again. Story 16. Block, mute, or delete them and mutual friends on all platforms. Whatever your normal routine is, do the opposite, especially if it is unproductive. Exercise regularly. Over time, you will think about them less until one day you realize you have not thought about them for an entire day, week, or month. If you need to reflect, do not deny yourself processing those emotions, but set a time limit and move on. Story 17. When I figure that out, I will let you know. But as others have said, in addition to time, making drastic changes to your situation can help if you have the means. For instance, I never thought I would leave Washington, D.C., but everything here reminds me of her, so I am leaving the city for a new job. Story 18. I would first point out that trying not to think about someone will inevitably make you think of them more. The key is learning what to do when those thoughts come up. Story 19. This might sound unusual, but this could help if you have a lot on your mind that you wish you could say to her. Sit down with a blindfold and headphones while listening to binaural beats. Spend about 5 minutes clearing your head and focusing on your breath. If necessary, look up how to meditate. Then picture yourself at a coffee shop or wherever you want, with her sitting across the table. Have the conversation with her that you are eager to have. Say everything you want to tell her and do not hold anything back. Listen to her responses. Make it as raw and emotional as you need, and cry if necessary. If you cry like a baby, then you are doing something right. Stay there as long as you need until everything is said. Once finished, say goodbye. Clear your head and go about your day. Process it over the next few days, and then do what you can to eliminate her from your thoughts. Story 20. If you are still thinking about her after 2 years, maybe there is a reason. Maybe you two had something real worth fighting for. It ended messy, but people change. If you genuinely believe you have both grown, why not reach out? Some relationship rebuilding advice sites can help guide that conversation. Worst case, she says no and you finally get closure. Best case, you get another shot. Don't romanticize the past, but don't let pride or fear stop you from taking a chance if your gut says it is right. Be honest with yourself. Are you chasing nostalgia, or do you actually see a future with her now? If it is the latter, send that text. Regret hurts worse than rejection. Story 21. Brother, it is because you genuinely loved her. It did not work out, and that is okay. You can love someone who is wrong for you. You can even love terrible people. You will still think about her, but consider it a part of life experience, and you are better for it. Story 22. I had an ex like this. We met up and even had sex. Did I feel like she was the one while it happened? No. While all of this was happening and I thought I was winning her back, I did not feel like I was enjoying myself. What I am trying to say is that it might be wonderful in your head, but clearly try to picture the reality of the situation. Is it really something special? Are you not closing your mind off to all the negative aspects that led to the end? Try to picture actually having her and doing something trivial like in old times. Was it really that great? Story 23. I estimate that it takes half as long as you dated someone to really start putting them in the past. Humans are creatures of habit, and a habit can be thinking about an ex-girlfriend. Story 24. I have the same issue. I have no clue and it's killing me. I break down and call and text her every couple of months to try to salvage it, and I just get my heart broken every single time. She was truly a horrible partner to me too, so I have no idea why I am so bonded to her. It is probably the addiction to the trauma and codependency she created between us. It is absolutely insane how the human mind works. Story 25. Feeling the same way, brother. I can't bring myself to date others because I feel like I have a lot of self-improvement to do, but I can't help feeling lonely and missing her. I already work out, so I am trying to pick up new hobbies. I started going on long walks and am currently transitioning into becoming a runner. I want to try to run 5K, 10K, half marathons, then a full marathon. I also got a new job that requires me to be in person every day, so I'm hoping these things will slowly distract me from missing something that simply wasn't good for me. To summarize, focus your mind elsewhere. Pick up engaging hobbies and do things that get you outside and socializing. Story 26. You had good memories. You don't have to lose them, just separate them. Separate them from the person and know that the time is over. You need to move on. Keep the memories, lose the person. Story 27. I like to think that with good times there will be bad times. Remember when you stubbed your toe really hard? That made you hold back tears every time you glanced at it. What a time that was. Well, it's all over now. My toe is healed, it doesn't hurt anymore, and it can keep doing what it does best. Your ex was an important part of your life, but that chapter is gone now. It's time to move on and write the next. I hope this way of thinking helps you as it once did for me. Story 28. I wrote a bunch of notes and text messages about what I was feeling. I never sent them, but I wish I had done so earlier because it helped. Story 29. Are you still in contact with her in any way, even just as friends on social media? You need to cut off all contact and then remove all of the souvenirs. Get rid of her pictures, messages, and anything she gave you as a gift. Story 30. Become better through active self-improvement. Lift weights, read and write books, pursue more hobbies, and more. You have to sacrifice who you are to become someone better. Change is necessary to make room for growth. You push yourself until you shed the part that feels the pain. It is not even about her, but about the idea of her. It is something close to limerence. Story 31. Wow, 2 years ago is a little too long to be fixated on an ex. Maybe you feel this way because you lack self-esteem and do not believe you could find another woman. Perhaps you need therapy to get to the bottom of this. I bet it has more to do with you than your ex. I will even go as far as to say you do not really love her anymore. You want a new relationship but do not have the self-esteem to pursue it, so you return to the familiar. Story 32. It can be worse. I was with my ex for 3 years, broke up, and got with another woman shortly after. 3 months later, I was diagnosed with genital herpes. Now, I feel like nobody would want me anymore because I am damaged goods. I really loved my ex, and I miss her dearly. Now, I have to face this breakup, miss her, and try to fix things in my current relationship with the woman I contracted herpes from. Navigating life with an incurable disease that is not medically significant but causes society to reject you is not easy for an average man in his 30s. I am working on accepting the idea that I may never have another partner in crime again. Story 33. Was she attractive? I just broke up with my partner, and what is most difficult for me is how attractive she was. She definitely was not good for me, and everyone I know disliked her. Story 34. Because you are starting to find out how few people will actually have sex with you. That is true for most of us. Why do you think so many people get back with their exes? Story 35. Get therapy. Emotional abuse does not only affect women. People of any gender can engage in narcissistic behaviors, gaslighting, and emotional blackmail. Many are very skilled at it. Only when you are able to process what your ex did will you be capable of managing healthy relationships again and fully trusting others. Story 36. You need to find out why you think about her and identify the positive and negative aspects. It is a journey of self-identification, reflection, and love. Understand that there are many women with their own desirable qualities. The best realization is that happiness comes from within, not from someone else. Story 37. Define move on. There are some people you will never fully get out of your mind. They were a big part of your life. However, you will eventually move on and realize you are better off without them. Story 38. It's okay. I am going through something similar and you just miss the good parts, but think about how she wasn't good for you. Don't talk about her anymore and distract yourself when she pops into your head. Work on yourself and go out to meet or hang out with other women. Eventually, you'll find someone else, even if she's not an official girlfriend, and realize there are many better options than your ex. When you make one your new girlfriend, you will most likely not miss your ex and instead be grateful not to be with her. Even after dates, you'll realize you're actually blessed. Story 39. 2 years is a bit long to keep that going. Just find more distractions for yourself that are healthy hobbies or activities. I find myself playing more music, meeting new people in bands, and just getting out of my apartment helps with my recent breakup from over a month ago. As far as therapy, I can't recommend it since I've never tried it. I have heard good things from others though. Story 40. I haven't been fixated on my ex until I had a dream about her and her daughter recently. It resurfaced every feeling I have ever had for this woman. I plan to schedule therapy this week. Story 41. What have you been doing since then? Are you making the effort to get back out there? Even casual dating or meeting new people? You have to make the effort to get back out there and at least start socializing with others. Pick up new hobbies, read, go to the gym, visit bars, attend social gatherings, whatever. As soon as you start meeting other people, not just the one, you will feel a lot better and be able to move on with your life. You cannot dwell on the past. You need to always look forward. The past will hold you back. So focus on yourself and the future. Work on the person you want to be. Story 42. I always feel that the last breakup you have had is unfortunately the one that will stick in your brain the most since it was probably the last time you were in a relationship. I still think about my last one, and it has been 9 years now. I do not know. I just try to distract myself as best as I can. Story 43. Hey brother, you just have to grieve and heal yourself from that situation. You will never forget her, but the pain will subside and become very little as you continue to grow and heal. You should give therapy a try. It will help you during the process so you can pick up the pieces. Story 44. Feel so low, porcupine tree. I am sure you will relate. I would say travel and meet people to get a new perspective. If a new situation happens, great. If not, you will have a new perspective at the very least. Story 45. I'm in the same situation. What makes it worse is that I was the one who ended it. I'm the one who caused her to mistrust me. I could have worked harder to save the relationship. I could have been calmer on the day I broke it off. I could have talked to her instead of shutting down. I could have done better. It's hard. I beat myself up over it too much. I leave for Navy basic training in a couple of days. One of the reasons I joined was to focus on myself and not her, which I know is not healthy. I haven't been intimate with anyone since her. I have no desire. I have been on one date since then. It was nice, but it didn't change how I feel. I reached out to her a couple of weeks ago and we talked a little, but it was like a bad tease. I romanticize us getting back together and creating a relationship far better than before. It brings me peace, but deep down I feel it probably won't happen. It saddens me that I may never see her again. I will have no issue finding a woman in the years to come if I put in the effort, but my heart still belongs to her. Time heals everything, we just have to be patient. I suppose my advice is to focus on bettering yourself. Story 46. She is not thinking about you, so stop thinking about her. Women know who is next in line after a breakup. They have admirers waiting all around them. Men do not. You are thinking about her because you feel you missed out on the future of your relationship. You believe the future will be pleasant and happy. In fact, no one can predict the future. As men, we tend to pay and sacrifice more in a relationship than women do. The fact that you committed to her means you lost out on other opportunities to connect with others or focus on your dreams and goals. Now, you also fall into the sunk cost fallacy problem. Story 47. 5 years is a long time, almost 1/6 of your life. You will never forget her. I am almost 15 years removed from my high school girlfriend, and things still remind me of her a couple of times a month at least. That was not even a real relationship. A common rule of thumb I have heard is that you will need about the same amount of time you were with her to heal. Story 48. Good time to get control of your mind. Practice meditation. It will help you with other things in life. Are racing thoughts happening? Take control by practicing mindfulness. Story 49. Talk to ChatGPT. Tell it everything in detail and follow its instructions. If it fails, then get a human to do the same thing. Story 50. Man, if it's been 5 years, that's tough. I would suggest going on some dates to replace the thoughts of her. I dated a girl for 6 years and broke up with her a bit over a year ago. I think about her, but not in a sad way, just in a way that reminds me of her. I don't reminisce about her at all. I did have to sleep with about 20 girls to get over her. Story 51. More times than most, you saw the person she could have been and hoped she would be. As I'm sure you are aware, no matter the level of effort a person puts into another, they rarely become the partner they wanted and needed. Hang in there, original poster, and consider therapy to see if that helps. Story 52. Some connections are with the soul only. If you are still stuck with her, then your mind is probably not that occupied, or maybe you are not letting her go from your mind. It happens. Erase all the memories associated with her, and you will slowly move forward. Once your brain finds that there is no trace of her in front of your eyes, it will start working on your body and soul to heal everything fast. Delete photos, memories, and numbers and block her everywhere. Then start hanging out with your friends, or try something that excited you in your childhood, because we are all just full-grown children with responsibilities. Whatever gives you happiness at that time, video games, cycling, walking in the park, or long drives, just do it and let her go from your brain. Story 53. I know this may be downvoted, but please try to find her, get her back, and have a good time together. If you fail, at the end of your life you will know you tried your best. Do not regret on your deathbed still thinking about her and wondering what if. You were not good for each other then, and it was just circumstances. Your brain and body know whom you truly love and are trying to tell you. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.